The calm. Before the storm, the Artemis was a symbol of hope, a shining beacon in the vast expanse of space. Its white hull gleamed against the backdrop of distant stars, and the crew was dedicated to one mission, bringing life-saving medical aid to the most far-flung and war-torn colonies across the galaxy. Humanity had long since turned away from war, focusing instead on healing and helping those in need. The Artemis was a part of Earth's humanitarian fleet, delivering medical supplies, treating alien species, and bringing peace where there was none. The universe saw humanity as a race of diplomats, healers, and caretakers, and it had earned them the respect of countless civilizations. Captain Sarah Kane stood on the observation deck of the Artemis, her hands clasped behind her back as she gazed out at the endless cosmos. She had spent years of her life in space, dedicating herself to the ideals of peace and service. As the ship entered the orbit of a new mining colony, there was an overwhelming sense of accomplishment. But deep down, there was a lingering unease, an unsettled feeling that something was about to go wrong. That sense of unease proved prophetic when, without warning, a fleet of alien ships appeared from the dark folds of space, their sleek and deadly forms cutting through the emptiness like a knife through air. The Zephyr, a species known for their technological superiority and merciless nature. They had never shown any interest in Earth before, but now they were here, attacking a hospital ship, the very embodiment of Earth's peacekeeping mission, the foe. First explosion rocked the Artemis, throwing Sarah off balance. Her heart raced as she scrambled to the command console, issuing orders to try and repel the attack. But it was too late. The Zephyr's weapons were too advanced, their strategies too precise. Shields flickered and failed. The medical bays were breached, and the ship was quickly filling with smoke and debris. As alarms blared, Sarah knew the Artemis would not survive this assault. In the midst of the chaos, Sarah stared out of the viewports, the cold darkness of space now scarred by the fiery streaks of the enemy's plasma shots. The Zephyr were not here to negotiate. They were here to destroy. And they had just fired the first shot in a war that Earth would never forget. A call for revenge on Earth. The news spread like wildfire. The media broadcasted the horrific attack on the Artemis in real time, and across the globe, there was a collective gasp of disbelief. How could this happen? How could an alien race have the audacity to attack a peaceful vessel carrying nothing but medical supplies and human compassion? President Eleanor Thorne watched the broadcast in silence from her command center. She was a leader who had worked tirelessly for peace, both within Earth's borders and beyond. The idea of using military force was one she had always avoided. Earth's strength lay in its diplomacy, its ability to foster cooperation and understanding between species. But the Zephyr had crossed an unimaginable line. A hospital ship, a symbol of hope and mercy, had been attacked without cause. "We cannot let this go unanswered," President Thorne said, her voice ice-cold with fury. "The Zephyr have made a grave mistake. They will learn that humanity's mercy is not weakness. It is strength." The decision was made. Earth would retaliate, but not just with words or protests. This time, Earth would show the galaxy the true power of humanity's resolve. The war fleet, long dormant and only a distant memory to most, would be awakened. Admiral John Royce, a battle-hardened veteran of previous conflicts, was recalled from retirement. His reputation for ruthlessness in battle was well known, and now he would command Earth's war fleet, a force that was greater than anything the galaxy had seen before. Royce's eyes burned with a mix of anger and cold logic. The time for diplomacy was over. The time for war had come. The Warfleet awakens. The Warfleet had been abandoned decades ago, as Earth moved toward peaceful coexistence with the other galactic species. The ships of the fleet were relics of a time when humanity had fought for its place among the stars. Massive warships, each one larger and more powerful than anything the Zephyr had ever encountered, waited in deep space, their weapons deactivated, their crews disbanded. But now, with Earth's very existence threatened, these ships were being brought back online. Admiral Royce stood on the bridge of the Vanguard, the flagship of Earth's warfleet. The ship's systems hummed to life, and the massive engines roared with power as the warship prepared to leave its dock. Royce surveyed the holographic displays that surrounded him, each one showing the positions of the enemy forces in the outer rim of the galaxy. The Zephyr's homeworld was far away, but Earth's war fleet was swift, and it would be there in no time. The fleet's warships, massive, heavily armed, and equipped with the latest human technology, rumbled as they took their positions. The Vanguard led the charge, its enormous plasma cannons charging with energy, ready to unleash hell upon the enemy. "Let them come," Royce muttered to himself as he stared at the hologram of the Zephyr's stronghold. "Let them see what happens when they attack humanity." The Vanguard and its fleet jumped into hyperspace, their engines humming as they accelerated toward their target. The galaxy would soon witness the full force of Earth's vengeance. The first strike as Earth's war fleet arrived on the outskirts of the Zephyr system. The element of surprise was their greatest weapon. The Zephyr fleet, while powerful, was unprepared for the sheer might of the human armada. The moment Earth's ships emerged from hyperspace, they unleashed a barrage of fire that tore through the Zephyr fleet like a tempest. The Zephyr scrambled to mount a defense, but their ships were outclassed. Earth's warships, equipped with energy shields capable of withstanding the Zephyr's best shots, bore down upon their enemies with relentless precision. Plasma cannons fired in rapid succession, each shot disintegrating entire alien warships in flashes of brilliant light. Admiral Royce barked orders, directing the Vanguard and its fleet toward the Zephyr command ship, the largest and most fortified vessel in the enemy fleet. It was a battle like no other, with Earth's war fleet cutting through the alien forces with surgical precision. "Push forward. We cannot stop until the Zephyr feel the weight of humanity's wrath," Royce commanded, his voice unwavering as the destruction unfolded before him. On the Artemis, Captain Sarah Kane watched the battle from her restored medical bay, her heart filled with both pride and sorrow. The Artemis was no longer a symbol of peace but a beacon of retribution. The humans had shown the galaxy that mercy, when broken, could become the fiercest weapon in the universe. The final battle for days, the war raged. The Zephyr, now retreating toward their homeworld, fought with desperation. But Earth's war fleet was relentless, cutting through their defenses with unyielding force. The final battle came at the Zephyr capital, a massive dark world surrounded by defensive stations and warships. Humanity's fleet descended upon the Zephyr with unmatched fury, launching every weapon at their disposal. The skies above the Zephyr capital were filled with the blinding light of plasma blasts, and the earth-shaking rumble of war echoed across the galaxy. Captain Kane, aboard the Artemis, led a covert strike team into the heart of the Zephyr command center, sabotaging their primary defense systems. She watched as the final wave of humanity's warships overwhelmed the last line of defense, reducing the once proud Zephyr fleet to smoldering wrecks. With a final, devastating blow, the last Zephyr warship was destroyed, and the galaxy fell silent. The aftermath. The war was over. The Zephyr had been defeated, their capital reduced to rubble. But the victory was not without cost. Humanity had lost thousands of brave souls in the war fleet's campaign, and the wounds left by the attack on the Artemis would never fully heal. President Thorne addressed the people of Earth, her voice somber but resolute. "We fought not just for revenge, but for justice, for those we lost, and for those we will never forget. We will rebuild, and we will ensure that humanity's mercy is never taken for weakness again." As the war fleet returned home, Earth's people stood united, stronger than ever. The galaxy had learned a powerful lesson. When humanity is pushed to its limits, there is no force greater than the will of its people.